All right, guys, we're gonna go over Marvel Solicitations for 2022. This was released before San Diego Comic-Con. So let's take a look at what we have here. So first off, we have Miracleman Zero. It's a collection of stories, collection of artists. That's from here, because this is going to set up Miracleman of the Silver Age. So what is also being released in the month of October is Miracleman Omnibus by Alan Moore, the collected edition. So now we move on from the Golden Age, the Silver Age, and finally I think Neil Gaiman is going to finish up the Dark Age. So this is an unfinished storyline, I believe, that they're wrapping up. And for me, I am going to skip these issues, because eventually there's going to be a collected version, an omnibus, containing Neil Gaiman's stories. So I will wait until then. This is not a rush for me to really pick up this book, because I have not read Alan Moore's Miracleman, which is I'm looking forward to. That's releasing the same month in October. Right. So next up we have a first issue of Spider-Man with returning writer Dan Slott. So this is going to be the end of the Spider-Verse, and this is before the next Spider-Verse movie that's coming out. So I doubt this is going to be the end of the Spider-Verse. I think it's just a marketing ploy. I'm not really interested in picking up this book unless I see what the description is for issue 2. So I'm just going to wait on this, wait for in August, see the Marvel Solicitations for November, and see whether or not this is a worthwhile book to pick up. You know, if something happens in issue 1, like a first appearance, something shocking, then definitely I do want to pick up this book. But otherwise, I'm just going to hold off on this, and then wait until I see the solicitations for issue 2. All right. So next up, we have Axe, the Avengers X-Men Eternals crossover. Judgment Day. This is the final month that they're releasing these books. Again, if you haven't been following it, you can't really get into it now unless you have all the issues. For me, I just got the first issue just for collecting purposes. But otherwise, I'm just skipping these titles, because eventually all these titles which are being released now is going to be collected in an omnibus. That's how the publishers have designed the release of these books. So I'll wait until the omnibus comes out, and then maybe I'll just read it in one sitting, depending on what the reviews are for these issues. Right. But like I said, it's not really a priority to purchase these tie-ins, these one-shots, these limited series until I get in the collected edition. It has rave reviews, so I'll wait until that's all out in the open. All right. So again, this is a lot of titles for just one crossover. It would be nice if it was standalone. Unfortunately, they are releasing books and tying it in just for the omnibus edition. So again, I'm skipping all these titles right now. So moving on, we have the Moon Knight annual. Here it's like a one shot. I mean, for me, like I said, any issue that says annual, first issue annual, it doesn't have any meaning to me. I think the last time I really got excited for an annual was Amazing Spider-Man 21, which was the marriage between Peter Parker and Mary Jane. You know, they had 2 covers, right? They had the regular cover, and then they had the direct market cover. That was back in '87. I love that issue. So again, this is something that I'm not really excited that's there. It's just kind of like, okay, if you're a fan of Moon Knight, collect it. Otherwise, just for me, just skip it. They have a Tomb of Dracula facsimile edition. Usually when they have these facsimiles released, usually the character that's in the facsimile, it's always going to make an appearance somewhere. So we're definitely going to see Dracula coming up in the next couple of months. All right, next up we have Crypt of Shadows. This is like an October Halloween one-shot that's being released. So again, this is nothing really exciting unless it just says something in the description about a first appearance, which it hasn't. All right. Moving on, we have Midnight Suns limited series. So again, these are just characters that they just put together. One of the villains is Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is being set up here, and I remember the rise of the Midnight Suns back in 1992. You know, where you had like Ghost Rider, you had other characters in the supernatural world, not necessarily like Wolverine or Magic here. So again, this is kind of like the new Fantastic Four version of the Midnight Suns, which is kind of like, oh, okay, whatever, I'm there. So it's not something that I'm really excited about. So when it's released, so because I was there when the first version was out. Okay, next up we have Wakanda. The first issue of Wakanda limited series. Wakanda Forever is being released in November 2022. So this is released a month before. So one of the things that's interesting in the description is the history of Black Panthers. So it's a definite viewpoint of all the history. So there's going to be a lot of first appearances here. I may pick it up depending on what the solicits say for issue number 2. So I'm probably going to just keep my eye on this and see what's next month's solicitations before I decide to pull this book. Okay. Next up, we have Namer. So this issue is also released before Wakanda Forever. Namer is set to make an appearance in the upcoming Wakanda Forever movie. So this story takes place like about 100 years into the future. So I'm definitely going to pick this up. This is like the old man Namer story. All right, so it could be a lot of first appearances, a lot of a story that could be adaptable to a movie in the future. So I'm definitely going to pick this up. Okay, next up we have Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man's taking on the Hobgoblin in this series. So again, it's nothing really that I'm excited about. This is kind of like the Halloween issues. You know, something like, hey, listen, we need a goblin. It's Halloween. Who do we have? Hobgoblin, right? So again, it's not saying where, oh my god, I need to pick up this book for this month. It's kind of like, oh, I'll just skip it. There's the first issue of Spider-Man that's out by Dan Slott. So again, just no point for me to pick up this book. Next up, we have Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Right, a limited series. So far, we have Spider-Man number 1, we have Amazing Spider-Man, and now we have Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man. At this point, Marvel should just be releasing weekly Spider-Man issues, but they decided to just release it in different series from there. So again, this is nothing really exciting for me to pick up because I don't think there's going to be that much of an impact in regards to the long-term progress of the character. All right, next up is Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts, last time I was like really excited was back in 1997. So again, this is not the characters that I know of. So if you're a fan of Thunderbolts, just the name of it, then you know, you guys can pick it up. But for me, like I said, 1997 Thunderbolts, those were my Thunderbolts. So this is nothing that I'm excited to look at or pick up. Okay, we have All Out Avengers. The villain here is Doctor Doom. So one of the issues, so we have 2 Doctor Doom appearances, was in Midnight Suns, and one is All Out Avengers. Now there is a rumor that Doctor Doom is going to make a cameo in the upcoming Wakanda Forever movie in November. And his appearances are appearing prominent in Midnight Suns and All Out Avengers a month before his suspected cameo appearance in Wakanda Forever. So like I said, they're just setting up this character in the comics like they're maybe doing in the movie. So again, this is not something where, okay, it's kind of like forced in. It's like, hey, listen, we got to put Doctor Doom here. Where can we put him in? or let's put him in Midnight Suns and Avengers. So it's nothing where, you know, it's like, oh my god, this is like story driven. It's more like a marketing ploy. That's how I feel when I read these descriptions and have it connected to what's coming out in the movies. Okay, next up we have the X books. So again, there's, for me, it's too many X books to really follow what's going on. So there's not like a summary of interconnected tissues. So if you're a fan of X-Men, you want to pick up these books, go right ahead. But I really haven't picked up X-Men since X-Men 300. Back then, I think that was my, okay, I think I'm done and over it. I think the Fatal Attractions series, I think that was the last time I was really excited about it. Fatal Attractions, or was the yeah, Fatal Attractions. So next up we have Captain America. There's two Captain Americas, one by Steve Rogers and one by Sam Wilson. Again, it's just more, it's been like watered down Captain America, so it's nothing where, oh, I want to pick up this book. Okay, next up we have Avengers 61 and Avengers Forever by Jason Aaron. Again, like for me, I'm not really excited about this because it's like, okay, all the issues that seem to be leading up to Avengers 100, which is Avengers 800 and the legacy numbering. So again, 40 issues from now, there's going to be some huge event that's being played out. I think Jason Aaron is setting up everything for that. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to that, but these issues are just the build up, you know, nothing where, oh, I need to pick up these issues. It's not a priority for me. And next up we have Daredevil. I mean, it just got a new #1, which didn't really need to, but they did it anyway. So again, I've not been following around Daredevil. And Punisher, he's with the Hand right now. So this is just a limited series. This is just a one-shot that's being added to it. Okay, we have Strange. Okay. So one of the characters here is the Harvest Man. The Harvest Man made the first appearance in Strange #1. So just like his reappearance from here. So again, I'm not really excited about the series. So just like it's there. I got it. I got his first appearance, but other than that, it's like, okay, I haven't really been following the storyline. So okay, Shang-Chi, Iron Cat, we got Black Panther. Again, I've been following these series. We have She-Hulk. Okay, next up we have Ghost Rider. So you can see, I think you have a Splinter FBI group that wants him, but Johnny Blaze working for them. You know, it's like equivalent of giving Batman a gun in Gotham City. It's like, okay, he's an officer now. Batman's an officer in Gotham City. Same thing here. Ghost Rider works for the FBI. It just waters down the character. It's like, okay, he's not above them. He's like working with, like, say, alongside. So it just like liquefies that character, waters it really down where, oh, it doesn't have that impact or meaning in the storyline. So I really don't know where it's going with it. So for me, like, I've not been following along, just skipping it. So going down, Iron Man, variants, damage control, okay, Savage Avengers, Carnage. Okay, Venom. Venom is a book I'm, like I said, I'm picking up. I've been with it since issue #1. I love the writer Ram V, Brian Hitch. I mean, those two are winners. So for me, it's like a no-brainer picking up this book. Right? I just love the art, the writing on there. Okay. So going down, we have Hulk by Donny Cates. So I've been picking up any book that's written by Donny Cates, because I just feel like, okay, this is the type of writer that gets me excited for reading a book. So I've been following him. So right now I got Venom, I got Hulk on my pull list. That's like a definite Thor here. Also by Donny Cates. There's an appearance of Venom. His impact in Venom's impact in Thor could lead to some changes in the Venom series. So I'm with Donny Cates on Thor issues. Okay, next up we have Aliens and then Predator. They got their licenses from Fox, so haven't been really following along. I know there's an upcoming movie on August, the first week of August, called Prey. So that's something I'm looking forward to. So we'll see if there's any tie-in with the upcoming Predator series. Okay, next up I think we have Star Wars. So Star Wars takes place after Empire Strikes Back, so it's been following along. I've heard it's been good, but I haven't been really picking it up. One of the issues I will pick up is Star Wars High Republic. I think it takes place before the last High Republic series, so it could be a lot of first appearances. So I'm definitely picking up this book. I'm definitely following this book because this is something that could translate into television and film later on. Okay, we have the Mandalorian again. Even though this is an adaptation, it's also like some first appearances that these characters could play later on in the series. Okay, got Darth Vader, and we have Dr. Alpha. So for me, again, hasn't been much as far as picking up the books. Just Venom, Hulk, Thor, Star Wars from here. Now let's take a look at the Omnibus. So there's a couple of Omnibus that's being released. So we're just going through them now. Nothing really exciting, just like a lot of reprints. Either I read them before or I'm not really interested in picking them up from here. But I guess one of the things that's interesting is like some of these books, like the Peter Hulk Omnibus, I have it in trade paperback. So again, it's not something where, oh my god, I need to pick up this book. Like I already have it from here. So going down, we have Jonathan Hickman. This is the second volume. That's here. So Jonathan Hickman series, Avengers, they lead up to Secret Wars. If you haven't read it, in 2015. So again, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're also leading up to a Secret Wars level event. So if you want to follow where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going, just pick up Jonathan Hickman's run on Avengers. Okay, next up we have Spiderman vs. Venom Omnibus. This is with a McFarlane cover. So majority of these characters, it talks about the first appearance of the Venom character, and it goes on through. Majority of it's been collected in trade paperback form in the Venom Epic collections. I have those. So again, if I knew this was coming out, I'll probably get this because like everything's on one cover. But I got the trade, so I'm not really interested in reading this book or picking it up. Okay, but other than that, I think that's pretty much it for the trade paperbacks. Doesn't seem anything interesting here, so okay, just going through. So majority is like reprints from previous stories. Oh, okay. X-Men Executioner Song. I remember when this series came out. I think it was back in '92. So majority of these single issues were in polybag. They had the cards in it, so I collected those issues from there. But I was afraid to open it up. But I eventually read the stories later on. Someone who had the trade paperback, so I read those. I thought it was a fantastic story from beginning to end. You have, at the time, you had Will Spartatio, you had Jim Lee, Mark Texeira, Adam Kubert, Jay Lee, and Greg Capullo on the series, and it was just, the art was fantastic. The writing, I thought it was great at the time. Right, I love the final issue of X-Force 18 by Greg Capullo, and it was just something where, oh my god, this is just amazing. It just took this. It's one of the few X-Men crossovers that stuck to the landing, and I just loved it. It's very hard for some X-Men stories to stick to the landing. Usually it just picks up someplace else, But this story just really stuck to the ending. I loved it. I think I may pick this book up just to live out those 90 moments back then. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to pick up this book. Okay. So other than that, I think that's it. That's it for all the October Marvel solits. So again, nothing really amazing. Again, this is the last month for the Avengers, X-Men Eternals. So I'm looking forward to what next month brings, especially as we begin 2023. So we'll see what next year brings. We're closing out the Amazing Spider-Man 60th anniversary. There'll probably some other anniversaries coming up next year, so we'll just take a look at that. But on that, that's it for now. So I'll see you guys in the next video.